Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome, everyone, to another amazing episode of Referrals Podcast. Why are you here? Referrals, right? That's why you're here, because you want to deliver great customer service. You want to get great referrals. You want to deliver an awesome experience for every customer that goes through with you. You want to get a lot of repeat clients, which means people are forever clients. They're forever clients. They're going to use you until you no longer do the business forever. You want forever clients, and you want forever clients who refer you. You want an army of ambassadors. You want all these people who are brand ambassadors for you and your business, and they are speaking highly of you all over town, and they're referring you willingly all the time. Here's the thing about that is these are like a bunch of unpaid salespeople who are walking the streets of your city or of the nation or of the world, and they are driving you business, unpaid salespeople who will deliver you business each and every day. And we have a great example of that today. We are going to share how she grew and built her tribe of trust so powerful that she gets referrals all the time. I can't wait to share that with you. Real quickly, it's Tuesday's testimonial time, right? We release these every Tuesday. Hopefully you get a chance to download these every Tuesday. And Tuesday's testimonial today is from Catalyst Lynn Fiselli. If you are wondering if 7L strategies work, I'm here to tell you they definitely do. I've been in Catalyst for 6 months and doing the work a 1 degree tweak at a time. My momentum is building and starting to rain referrals. I've received 7 referrals in the last week. 7 referrals in 5 days. I still have 2 days of the week left. I might end up with 10 referrals this week. That is a record for me. So yes, 7L works if you implement the strategies. I'm so glad I started Catalyst. It's life-changing. For those of you that are interested in Catalyst, go check out catalystregistration.com. And here's the thing, Lynn Fiselli, I really appreciate that. And thanks for sharing that Tuesday's testimonial with us. All we do is provide life-changing courses. That's all ReferCo does. We want to change lives for the better. We help people build their businesses based on love, generosity, and appreciation. How does it get any better than that? Come join us. It'll be fun. One quick call to action is, listen, summer is coming. Kids are out of school. That might throw your morning ritual out of whack. How would you like help creating your own ultimate morning ritual? We have a class called 30 Mornings, 30 Mornings. Check it out at 30mornings.com, where over 30 days, you're going to get daily coaching on building your ultimate morning ritual. It will lead to more productivity. It will lead to more health. It will lead to more wealth, and it will lead to more happiness. 30mornings.com. Go check it out today. Speaking of checking things out, you got to check our guest out today. I'm so excited. Patricia Mihanda is considered a sought-after real estate expert throughout the DFW or Dallas-Fort Worth area and worldwide. Originally from Africa, she lived in Baltimore, Maryland for over 15 years before relocating to Dallas, Texas. Mrs. Mihanda, who also has degrees, get this, in aviation management and international business, speaks 4 languages, and has traveled to more than 30 countries on 4 continents. She worked for many years in high-level administration at the World Bank in Washington, D.C., and has vast real estate experience, including international clients. Her varied experience and ability to relate to people all over the world is an asset in real estate, as no 2 clients' needs, from buying and selling to even relocation, are ever alike. Without further ado, let's welcome our special guest today, Patricia Mihanda, to Referrals Podcast.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you again for the introduction. I'm really honored to be here and very excited.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, I obviously, right. From the intro alone, I'm excited. I'm excitable. I'm excited. I'm here to express my excitement because I'm excited. But here's the thing about it is you were referred to us. That's what I love about this. And that's a shout out to listeners. Somebody like Patricia, you know what? You're not going to know anybody like Patricia, but if you know somebody kind of like Patricia, who has built a tribe of trust and is doing a lot of referrals and doing a lot of great business, let us know. You can email us at podcast@referco.com. Referco is referco.com. Podcast@referco.com. Dominic Trolio, I've got to give him credit. He referred you. Dominic is on Team Wally, which is Wally Elabieri, which is one of my clients. I coach the whole team. And what's really cool about that is I was talking to them about building a tribe of trust. By the way, they do 250 million in real estate. They'll do 300 million in mortgages this year. And they're building a tribe of trust. And what's funny is that they're like, oh my gosh, this sounds like Patricia's business. And I'm like, who's Patricia? It's like, I'm so excited. It's like, who's Patricia? And so they started telling me about her. I go, oh my God, we got to have her on. I can't wait. So, all right. So tell us a little bit of background. Coming Africa, Baltimore, Maryland, Dallas, Texas, World Bank. Like, give us a little bit of a background of how you kind of came to be today.
So it came organically, really. I came to US. I came through college. I was at University of Baltimore, where I was pursuing my degree in business administration. And from there, I got a job at the World Bank because of my language background. I speak French, I speak Swahili, I speak Lingala, and I'm learning English, by the way. I haven't mastered that yet, but I'm on my way to that. So I got a job at the World Bank, and I started as a junior, and I stayed there for more than 10 years. I visited about 40 countries in the 4 continents. So I've seen all part of life. I've seen the great and not so great, which is bring compassion in me. Every time when I do something, I do with heart because I've seen all, really. And so then we came here to 2014. I just came to visit my brother in Dallas. And surprisingly, I really fell in love with the people, with the culture and the place. So then I told my husband, well, I think we're gonna move here. And I was like, what about the World Bank? I was like, we can create our own World Bank wherever we go. So then we went home in Maryland. We took a year to get ready. And 2015, we relocated. We became Texan. And I
love the planning, by the way. You took a year to make the plans in place instead of like spontaneity kicking in. We're moving, right? It was just like, oh, okay, here is how we're going to move. We're going to lay it out like this. And then we're moving to Dallas, Texas. And so when you moved to Dallas, Texas, you had quit your job at World Bank, yes?
That is correct.
Yeah. And so then when you got to Dallas, did you immediately get into real estate or were you doing something else?
So when I got to Dallas, I was just a stay-at-home mom. But then I'm trying to create that. I was looking for the World Bank and quickly I realized that I don't have a World Bank, but I can create that. So then one thing that came closer to the World Bank was real estate, because real estate, you meet people from all kind, all background, culture, languages, and just interesting people every day. So I was like, well, let me go and pursue my license. So that's when it started.
Love it. So, so how long were you in Dallas before you got your real estate license? Was it really quick or did it take you a year or two?
Oh, no, it took me about 3 months.
Okay.
After 3 months, I was like,
we have a lot of people who aren't in real estate listening right now. And like, they're going, you can get your real estate license in 2 months. The answer is yes, you can, right? If you study really hard, you do really well on the test, you can have your license. And then you got to take a post-license course and you're in. It's that easy, kind of. So then you got to make some money, right? So, all right. So how did you build your real estate business differently than maybe the typical model that you were, being taught at the time, right?
So it's all related to the background. My background, I had this rich background about culture and communities. I'm all about communities. I go places. My first question is, how can I help? That's always been my question, because I feel like if you're helping folks, if you are there, if you're showing up for them, guess what? They're going to try to reciprocate the same thing. Now, the question is going to be, how can I help you? I did that for about 6 months. I didn't create a community. I'm already part of the community. My communities was what? Churches, my kids' school, barbershop, or my makeup artist, people that I meet every single day. So I talked to them and I was like, how can I help? This is my background. This is what I do. And then after 6 months, now they became like, Patricia, what can we do to help you? That was the question that I was answering every single day. And that's how the whole thing started.
I have to tell you, I mean, I don't know how much you know about Gen and 7L and me and all that. And I like that, right? I like that I don't know. And the thing that I love about this is that we've been talking on Referrals podcast for quite some time that the ego era is behind us, right? The hardcore closing salesperson and, pushy and distracting and interruptive. So old. Nobody gets sold by that anymore, right? And the ego era, the mantra was, I'm number one, I'm the biggest, I'm the baddest, right? Whatever. And what's interesting is the consumer just turned a deaf ear to that because there were so many lies, right? I mean, everybody was number one, literally everybody was number one. So they couldn't tell who was number one. And then they're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. And as we evolved into this generosity generation that we're living in right now, I said 10 years ago, it's coming, like we're coming, and it's now here. The new mantra, the new motto, the slogan of the generosity generation is, how can I help you? I am here to help. I am here to help. We are here to help. The old consumer was find me, sell me, like hunt me down and close me, right? The new consumer is hear me. Help me, right? Hear me, like listen to me, ask me questions and listen to my needs and my problems and my challenges, and then help me. And if it may not mean you, but it might mean someone so connect me to that person that So, I mean, you were going around like, how can I help you? How can I help you? You would help them. And then they would go, how's business? And then you're like, well, you know what? I can help you with business too, right? So, I mean, what was your answer when you were new to the business and somebody would say, how's business, when you were new to the business? And this, I can't wait to hear this because this is such a struggle for some of the newer real estate agents out there.
Well, it was my response. I was like, well, I just started into real estate, but I've been in finance for the past 15 years. So it's the same language, right? The math, they're still the same in a real estate or the World Bank. The negotiation skills, it's still there. I'm going to just shift it instead of negotiation countries getting fund. Now I'm making sure my sellers and my buyers are not leaving anything on the table. So once you generally explain that to them, guess what? They trust you.
That's right. And they don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care because they just want someone to help them. And what's interesting is asking, how can I help you, is so disarming from the very get-go. How can I help you? What can I do to help you? What can I do for you? And they're like, oh, and all of a sudden they don't care anything about you at that point, right? Exactly. They love you because you at least showed interest. And then they're thinking literally of how you can help them. They're not thinking of anything else except for, wow, how can she help me? And the power of that question is it becomes branded in their mind. When I need help in real estate, it's Patricia. It's brilliant, Patricia. It's genius, literally. It sounds so simple. People are like, oh, I do that. It's like, no, you freaking don't. No, you don't. You're not doing it with purpose, with intention, like Patricia's doing. I love that. All right. So you started to get some clients. Mm-hmm. You're big into culture and community, right? So what did you do to start building your culture and community for like what we would call the tribe of trust? So
I started by giving classes. You bring to the table what you have, right? I brought my expertise. Mm-hmm. Well, I can teach things that probably you and I would take for granted. It's a game changer to the client, to the public out there. They're not exposed to it every day. And I quickly realized that, right? So I was like, well, I can give free classes. First time home buyer, first time home seller. because we think sellers, they know sometimes they get very nervous when they have to put a house on the market.
That's right.
So then I start teaching on those subjects, or just tips to get your house ready, in this crazy market. And I taught that class, and I taught it because that's what I like. I like to give. I like to go and pour into people's lives, because people also pour in my lives, right? So then after teaching, after 6 months or so, the business just started going one after the other with nonstop.
Teaching is a differentiator in the marketplace, and what's interesting is a realtor should teach real estate. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? It's like a math teacher should teach math, not English. A personal or a financial planner should probably teach finances, and it just makes sense. But how many financial planners are teaching finances? Not very many. How many real estate agents are actually teaching real estate? And the answer is like almost none, very few. You have made teaching a weapon. You literally made you are the difference in the marketplace because of your teaching. And I have to tell you, that goes fully in line with Gen. One of our principles is each one, teach one. And it's probably a good reminder to the listeners of this podcast. Take one thing from what you hear today in Referrals podcast and teach another. Teach another the how can I help you strategy. Teach another one of the things that Patricia shares. Teach another, because when one person teaches another, two people are learning. Sure. You're learning better how to teach, and you're learning the concept better so you can teach it. And the person who's learning, of course, is learning. So I absolutely love that. So you were doing first-time home buyer, you were doing home seller, you were doing staging, you were doing prep your home for sale. Genius classes, because those people that are interested in that are definitely interested in doing real estate. So can you give us a little bit of like your numbers through the years? Like you don't have to necessarily give me like 7 or 8 years, but what did you see as a increase over the time?
Oh yeah. So like my number one in real estate, first year in real estate, it was okay, right? Yeah. I'm just, because I started 4 months in, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. Second year, I was a realtor of the year. I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah.
And then people asking me, do you know what that means? I was like, no, I just do it because I love it.
That's right.
Second year, I was number one of realtor of the year. Third year, I was realtor of the year. Fourth year, I was
wait. Third year of business, you were realtor of the year?
No, second year.
Second year. Second full-time year, you were realtor of the year.
Yeah. And the third year, I was the realtor of the year. And the fourth
By the way,
year,
ladies and gentlemen, this is not in Podunk, Illinois, Kansas, Indiana, Iowa. This is Dallas, Texas. How many people are in the board in Dallas, Texas? How many are in the board of realtors or in the MLS?
MLS, we have about 10, close to 10,000.
10,000. So yeah, you're realtor of the year out of 10,000 agents, not like 100 agents. So that's super impressive. So, and then what'd you do last year as far as like transactions, volume, that kind of thing?
120.
What?
120 units.
You did 120 transactions, right? And in Dallas, the price point's a little bit lower. What's your average price point?
469.
Okay. So that's approximate, right?
Yes.
It's like, I love how well you know your numbers. Here's two things I'll tell you about top producers that Patricia just literally exemplified. Number one, it's not about the money. It's not about the transactions. It's not about the volume. It's not about the numbers. It's about the people. If you take care of the people, the numbers will take care of themselves.
Sure.
Period. And that's what she did. She wasn't worried about the numbers or the awards. You know what's funny? She wasn't worried about the numbers and awards. She got all those because she focused on the people. So I will tell you, I love that. And the other thing is, you know your numbers. And that's what top producers do is they know the numbers, they know the results. And so 120 units for, let's say it's 470. So you're looking at 550 some million. Is that what we're looking at? Is that right?
That's close. Yeah.
You're doing 50 million in real estate. That is so good. I would do that math a lot faster. I apologize to the audience who is so used to me being like, but I was sick a couple of weeks ago. So the brain is still working on the math brain. So, all right. So that's awesome. Your results speak for themselves. So tell us about your tribe. you started to build your tribe, and how did you build it?
So, like first year, so this is what I always like to, honestly, I like to help. I like to be part of the community, right? So then I say, how can I, yes, you're helping all these people purchasing, selling, but how do you stay in touch with them? So I created a private group on Facebook.
Oh,
and year one, I add all my clients in there. Year two, I add all of them there. Now we are in year 5. All of them we are in one place. So guess what?
is it clients only?
Client only. This is private because I just want to stay in touch with them on a regular basis. Somebody has a baby. I need to know who's having a baby. So then I can reach out. I can see the baby. We can celebrate them. I mean, we can see each other, especially with COVID. At some point, we felt like we couldn't see each other, but that tribe was there. Every day I was checking in, like I'm going like, hey, I just want to drop a word here. I really miss you guys. I miss your hugs. I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you. If anybody need help, let me know, or let us know as a group, as a tribe. What is a tribe? Tribe are people who speak the same language,
That's right.
culture, share background and things like that. So in this case, my tribe, we speak the same language, which is a real estate, seriously. And I'm like, I want to be there.
So you're so powerful. So that what you're saying about the language is so powerful. You created your own language. And so when did you notice, what were they saying that you was really like, oh my gosh, they're speaking the language of our tribe?
So they were asking me something like, especially for my first time home buyers, hey, Patricia, what is a homestead? And I'm like, wow.
Wait, say that again.
What is a homestead? Like
what is Texas, a home stage? Like, so what is a home staging? Like, what does that take place, right?
What does take place? Or they'll say something like, what is an escrow account? You keep hearing escrow account. What is it? So then I was like, wow, there's a demand, there's a need, right? So then I was like, I need to stay in touch with these people, right? We need to keep on talking the same language, explaining these things, basic things that you and I may take for granted, but for them, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
So then when I saw the need, I was like, we have to create this.
Very good. So, all right. The secret here that I hear is that you created a private Facebook group just for your clients, very exclusive. It's private on Facebook. Everything else is public on Facebook. So they get in and they come in and they start to mingle and talk. And the whole concept is who needs help. If somebody needs help with someone, they come to this group and they're going to get help from the group. I will tell you that this is such a powerful concept for everyone to build this community, because let's say Patricia is sitting across from the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Now, before she was in real estate, she had value from the aspect of financial background, international business background, but that was kind of it. It was a level of her advising. And anytime we advise, it's a discount, right? There's a discount to the person because they're like, well, it's their advice. But here's the thing. Patricia is sitting across from a Fortune 500 with her and her 500, 600 clients behind her, has lots of value and lots of power. And I do know that, like in our Gen group, we've sold 1929 Rolls Royces. That has nothing to do with me at all. We've sold watches. We've sold cars. We've sold that have been sold. People have been helped. We've had people stranded in an airport in Minnesota who got a ride to some small town in Iowa because of Gen, right? It's a lot of value when you have that community behind you. I absolutely love that the whole concept of it, though, is we're here to help, right? You built a culture of help. Love it. All right. So you've got the people that are coming into the group. How did you foster the group? What kind of posts did you do and kind of what happened there?
So what I do, I created a group and then I added a few lenders. I added title people in there. I added all my inspector because they may have question about inspection and things like that. And then I will say, please post everything by Monday, and on Wednesday, I'm going to respond. Okay. And if it's not my field, that's why I have the lender there. For instance, especially when it's around the end of the year and they want to know about taxes and things like that, I have my title person in there. So she can go in there and just respond and things like that. And then we have a monthly email that we send out, like get your yard ready, or, vacation is coming. And these are cool places you can go for vacation if you don't want to travel, right? Around COVID, we give ideas and things like that. Like yes, we are locked down, but you can still do this with your family. You can still have a great time and by doing this. And so we really genuinely come and give back to our tribe, to our people. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do it.
So Monday there's posts, and then Wednesday you will drop in and you answer questions, and those questions you can't answer, you've got your, what I would call like a power team, right? Which is your financial services inspector. Do you have CPAs and financial planners in there too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, look at the power that just having your power team in the group has. All of a sudden you don't have to answer very many questions at all, except for the really specific real estate questions. Like, can you come list my house tomorrow? Right.
Exactly.
Those are the good ones. All right. So if you had to, and I tend to be kind of like a bottom liner. So I'm about to hit you with a really strong question. And so what is your number one referral generating strategy?
This is what I'll say. Strictly referral. My number one is referral. And so then people asking me, how do you get the referral? Right? Simple. When they feel that they are part of something, that's why we have the tribe. They are not client, because folks think the relationship stop after closing. Ours started after closing. That's when we start our relationship. If we get in touch with them throughout the process prior to closing, probably 5 times. After closing, it's on a weekly basis, especially the first month. I mean, this is new. They just closed into a new house. We want to make sure, is everything working correctly? What can we do? We stay in touch with them. Then they feel, oops, we are really part of this. Then guess what? It's organic. All they have to do, everyone who come around them, all they talk about is Patricia. And that's my referral system right there. So
your Facebook group leads to a lot of referrals because it has become the meeting point for all of your clientele. And the thing that I'm hearing is the Facebook group is the communication hub, but you're doing a bunch of communication like along with that. Like you said, you're even contacting them weekly after they close, right?
Closing.
All right. So let's go through that if you don't mind. Right.
Sure.
So I closed on, let's say I closed last week. Right. And what will I hear this week from you?
So if you closed last week on Friday, by Saturday, I have to call and say, we have a concierge that we can hook up your electricity. We're going to help you to do that for free. Electricity, water, internet, all that, the whole 9 yards. We're going to help you. If you cannot do it yourself, we will do it for you. So that's number one. And then after a week, I will reach back and say, hey, I know after you've been in your house for a week, you may see some few things. There's anything that is not working. There's anything that you need help with. Because we have inspector on the call that you can come and check it out. So then after that week.
Oh, wait. That was good. You have an inspector on call in case you've got an issue, right? Contractor on call.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, I will say, hey.
All right. So hold a second. Let's break that down. Right. So, all right. So it's been 10 days and it seems like my AC is not working right. Right. So what's the next step on that? And so you call me and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's great, Patricia. Thanks. I'm so glad you called. Actually, we are having some problems with the AC.
Then we go ahead and say, oh, thank you for letting me know. And I'm really sorry that this is happening. Let's go and send you the name of an electrician, someone who's going to look on your AC. And I don't know the price range because this is a third party, but at least I'm providing that to you. And let me know if you need more than one contact information. I'll be more than happy to share. And every time when we share 3 contact information.
Okay.
We don't just use 1, we use 3. So we give them, and I said, you know what? It's just like an interview. Call them, interview them, wherever you feel like that's the right fit, call them in, and then they can come and check out your IC. So we don't run away from problem. Actually, we face them ahead of time, so then people are happy.
Yeah, that being very proactive with all of this, that's what I'm hearing a lot of, is just stay ahead of it. And what's interesting is how many people, how many agents and honestly professionals in general, they do a follow-up call and it's like, oh crap, they really do have a problem and they don't have the answer for it. Right. And by the way, the answer is we'll help you solve it. I mean, that's the answer. If somebody doesn't have, and then you get on the phone to figure out who can help. Now, here's the thing. Patricia's not running out there checking on the AC. The who is not you, right? The who is not her. The who is not me. You wouldn't want me checking your AC. I wouldn't even be able to find it. First of all, is it outside or inside? I don't know. But it's one of those where, she has the person. That's what building a tribe is all about, is she has a tribe with contractors, with HVAC professionals, with electricians. So she's got the people who can call, and guess what? The HVAC people are happy to do it, and the client's happy when it's fixed. It's that easy. All right. So let's go a month ahead. So I closed a month ago Friday. So what's the communication like there?
So on the 1 month, we have a 1 month anniversary. You're going to first receive my card before the phone call. We timed that really. You receive like a card a day prior to the 30 days. And then I'll call with the purpose like, hey, I just want to make sure you saw my card. Happy anniversary. You have been there for 1 month. Can you believe it? And then we started a conversation from there. How's the kid? How's the wife? Whatever the case is going on with them, I already know about their life because first of all, I follow them through Facebook. They're part of my group. And I have all the information that I need. So then the conversation started from there. And then with that 1 month, I'll say, well, if you have any relatives that you like to be in your neighborhood, let me know because I have a house or 2 in your neighborhood or something like that in that general.
Yeah.
And then we just talk. We just talk, and they'll talk more than me because they've been there for a month. They are so excited, and I'm just listening, right? And of course, agreeing with them and things that I can help them with, and then we go from there.
Do you send anything by email? So let's say I closed on Friday. Will I receive anything from you by email? I've heard handwritten note card, and I've heard a lot of calls. Is there, which by the way, a lot of influential zone stuff here, but also, are you doing anything by email?
Email, it's going to come a day prior to closing. We're saying congratulations. We love so much working with you, the opportunity and things like that. Here are the things you need to know. You're closing it at this time, at this place, bring your cashier's check, whatever. We put all the information a day prior to closing. Something pertained to the closing because we realize that they are bombarded by the lender, the title. Everybody are emailing them. For us, it's just informational. We are so grateful you chose us, and this is the information you need for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then after that, we start a one-on-one touch with them.
So any email newsletter that you send to your clients after closing?
Yes, we do that on a monthly basis. And someone who just closed now, we're going to tell them about tips how to keep your house clean, or tips how to keep your AC down, or things like that. Things is for home buyers.
Yeah.
And we have categories. So folks who are first-time home buyers, we have a specific emails for them because this is brand new to them. And people who have been there for the second time or third time around, they kind of know what's going on. So their email is going to be a little different from my first-time home buyer. On a monthly basis.
Segmented newsletter. How brilliant is that, right? It's sending a newsletter that applies to the client by whatever type or category they are. That's brilliant. I love that. Okay, so I'm getting a monthly email. I'm getting a call almost every week. I got a handwritten note or 2, right? And I'm in the Facebook group.
Yes.
Any other communication that I'm going to get from you guys?
Yes. So then we have what we call it's summer gathering. So we have two gatherings during the year. We
Okay.
have a summer,
Yeah.
and we have our biggest one, which is December,
Okay.
where we have a celebration. We call them celebration night. We are
Okay.
celebrating all the home buyer for this year. Like for instance, last year we had 100 people who came up to 40 because it's a couple. So we had a big party of about 240 people on December 3rd last year. So we rent this hotel and food and drinks and people just celebrating. We just celebrating them. Like this is the biggest investment of your life, if not the one for some of them, right?
Yeah.
So we just giving them a red carpet and say you did it. Congratulations. We are part of your tribe. We are here to celebrate you because again, in a tribe, we all share the same idea and we want to celebrate each other, right? So that night is for them. And so that's the biggest one. And then in the middle of the summer, we're gonna have one right before kids go back to school.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just have a barbecue and invite all the clients with their kids. And we're gonna have
not
a
just of
fun
that
day.
year, but all your clients from all your years, right?
Mhm.
So you're using the Facebook page or Facebook group to promote that and let them know about it,
Correct.
right? Okay. And then your year-end celebration night, you did December 3rd, and was this only from the clients of this year or of the
Okay.
previous year?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah.
Only client for this year and what we call MVP client, meaning
Okay.
what?
Okay.
They've referred us more than 10 and up,
Okay.
right? So now if they know already, if they didn't close with us this year and then they get an invitation from us, they know, oh my God, I made to the MVP list.
That's right.
Yeah, it's become a huge thing. Everyone wants to refer so they can get the MVP award. And then on that night, we're going to give them the MVP award. We're going to say someone who really displayed the spirit of tribe and keep referring us. And we are so grateful. We give them the award. And then we're going to have a lender who's going to kind of touch on what is coming next year because it's going to be tax season and stuff like that.
Right.
He's going to literally touch on that. We're going to have a CPA there who's going to also touch a little on the CPA, what to expect when you do your taxes and things like that, just to make them comfortable. Because remember, when you purchase this year, next year is when you have to face the taxes.
That's
You
right.
have to fix all those things. So we're preparing them ahead of time. And they are very appreciative of that.
Wow. And you had about 200 plus people at that last year?
It was amazing.
And how many MVPs do you have?
So MVP for last year was 5.
Okay.
5
Yeah.
folks, yeah.
I mean, just so everybody knows, having one person who refers more than 10 people is amazing. To have 5 of those is like Patricia's probably in the 1/2 of I mean, that's an astounding number. And here's the other thing, another tip that people need to remember here is name your top referral sources and top people something. Like for me, it was always ambassadors and champions. So for her, it's MVPs, right? And people want to be an MVP. They want to, they want to be MVP. They want to be VIP. They want to,
Exactly.
that's her USP and her unique selling proposition. All right. And she's probably got a little ESP because she's very proactive with a lot of these things. All right. So do you have a name for your tribe of trust?
Actually, we call them the tribe. That's the only thing.
Yeah, the tribe. That's as self-explanatory as it gets, right? And one of the things that you have to love is when you're hanging out with the clients and they're saying like the tribe has done blank for me, right? Or you got to join the tribe, or you got to be a part of the tribe. And that's speaking the language of the tribe by simply using the name. MVP is a language of the tribe. Celebration nights, that is a language of the tribe. And you've created these fantastic opportunities to talk about the tribe. Well, what are they really talking about when they talk about the tribe? They're talking about Patricia's real estate company and real estate business. So all brilliant. This is so good. And so if someone wanted to give you a referral, what is the best way to reach you or refer you if they had a referral for the Dallas, Plano, Texas, Frisco area?
Yeah, thank you so much for that opportunity. Well, it's very simple. I always put my phone number there, which is 469-431-3811, or they can go to my website, which is jebhomes.com, or just text me and call me, so then I can follow up and introduce myself and then ask them a simple question: how can I help?
And it's jebhomes.com, right?
That is correct.
That's right. Do you mind if I add, and this is my ignorance here, but what does the JEB stand for? What is Jeb?
All about tribe. It's my kids' initial. I have 3 kids, and those are the initials. Just about family and community.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I asked that. Because how many people ask you that? Everybody, right?
Like, oh my God, Patricia, what is JEB? I was like, that's my initial, my kids' initials. That's my big why, by the way.
Yeah. And it keeps your big why front and center. And then you get to talk about your family. So somebody talks about a business question or whatever, and they go JEB Homes. It's like, they're like, what's that? And you instantly get a chance to talk about why you do what you do, right? Exactly. The story behind the story. I love that. That's fantastic. Well, any words of wisdom for somebody who wants to build a tribe, build this army of people who refer them, speak highly of them, an army of MVPs, if you will, like any words of wisdom for them?
So this is what I would say. When I came into real estate as all realtor, I thought, well, I just want to come here so I can replace my World Bank income, right? And then I keep listening to folks who have been here before me, and they say real estate is not about money. And I was like, yeah, that's just the sentence. After working here, after doing this for a while, I came to realize every file that I touch, it's someone's life. Mm. At the World Bank, I used to implement a program for 10 years. And sometimes you won't even see the program when it comes alive. Real estate, I call it instant gratification. Meaning what? 30 days later, I will see that family having a home. Mm-hmm. That's a life-changing. Like, I may take it for granted, you might, but for these folks, it's their life, right? Livelihood. And that right there, I can do 100 times. I can receive those phone calls in the middle of the night. It's okay, because I know I'm not touching just a file, but I'm touching someone's life. And literally, it's changing. Mm. So anyone who really wants to come into real estate, please don't. I've not been here for so long, so take my word. Don't come for the money, but the money will follow. Come for the people first. Serve them. Understand that if this file goes south, someone's gonna be in the street. Give 100% of yourself, and then the rest is gonna happen. Seriously, that's my word of wisdom, if I can.
I'll tell you, that's a drop the mic moment, because it personifies your success so well, is that you just cared about the people the whole time. And you were looking to help them change their life. And then you knew you got them. I mean, I'm sure there's so many people you prevented from buying mistakes, and it's one of those where you truly care. And that is so attractive in today's capitalist, money-driven, it's all about the sale type of world. In a world of transactional, you are relational and even transformational for your people. And that's just so powerful. And I just have to tell you, I mean, Patricia, this has been a phenomenal conversation. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And just really, really appreciate you. I've got to give Dominic Trolio a shout out to, and Team Wally and Wally Ellerberry for connecting me to you. I feel like we're soul sister, soul brother. I think it's one of those where we've really built businesses differently on love, generosity, and appreciation, and the world's a better place for it. So thank you for being our guest here today on Referrals Podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And by the way, I have your book here.
Oh, look at that. Well, bam. Now, is the Post-it mean how far you've read, or is that a note for something?
So this is the third time, and this is where I am for this third
You've
time.
read it.
that I'm
You've read it 3 times, almost
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I didn't even know that. You could have started with that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's so you have to be reading that and be thinking like-minded stuff here, you know?
Exactly.
So good stuff. Well, I'll tell you, I appreciate it. And it's one of those where this was just fantastic. And let's stay in touch. Is that okay?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, another amazing referrals podcast here today. I'm telling you that this is one you're going to play on repeat. You're going to listen to it. You're going to want to listen to it again. So much brilliance, so much great stuff in here. You're going to have to listen to it again. Just like Patricia was saying with 7L, she's on her 3rd reading of it. I challenge the listener and viewer to listen to this 3 times, to pick up on the genius that I didn't even have a chance to point out from the way that she has built her tribe of trust. And she has stayed in communication with these clients forever. And she's going to stay in communication. There's always an open line of communication. The open line of communication leads to referrals. So, and I have to tell you, if you haven't been blown away by the last 3 or 4 podcasts we have, wait until you see what we've got next with the next 3 podcasts. You are going to be blown away. Look forward to that next Tuesday. Also, take a minute to check out 30mornings.com for your ultimate morning ritual class, and check out referralmasteryacademy.com. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time on Referrals Podcast.